In this video, I'm going to be showing you a tennis drill that you can do at home to really help you develop better racket control as well as footwork and positioning, which will help you have a better contact point with the ball. So go ahead and get your racket and a tennis ball and get ready to get to work. What's up guys, Zach here with GrowTennis, and if you're new to this channel, our mission is to help you get better on a budget, and we do that by serving up easy and affordable ways to help you master the fundamentals from the comfort of your own home. So if you think the game of tennis is awesome and you want to help us grow the game, please share this series with your friends and consider subscribing. Now let's go ahead and start your training for this video. So if you've been following along with this series, by now you should know how to find your continental grip, be able to control the ball up to yourself, get into position to find your perfect strike zone, and how to control or aim the ball lightly towards a target. Now we're going to take your progression a little bit further. For this drill, you're actually going to be doing the exact same thing we did in the previous video, except now you're going to be working on a concept we call the two-touch. Two-touch is when you control the ball up to yourself only one time before sending the ball forward towards your target. So every time that you receive the ball, you're going to be touching it 2 times altogether when sending it back towards your target. Now there are a handful of reasons why you'll want to get really good at this two-touch concept. And one super important reason is this little thing that we call time. You see, the two-touch will give you much more time to position or reposition your feet and body so that you can further develop your perfect strike zone. This is especially good for newer tennis players as well as advanced tennis players that are working on improving their forehand and backhand techniques. The two-touch is very similar to the same concept as t-ball. And if you're not familiar with the sport, t-ball is the introductory sport that's played before baseball. This is when you use a tee to hold the ball in a still position, which then allows the batter to get comfortable learning how to swing their bat at the ball. This is very similar when practicing the two-touch, because once you get good at it, you're actually going to be lifting the ball up and giving yourself time to get into position and get comfortable so that you can practice whatever swing or technique that you're using. In a lot of ways, I think that the two-touch is actually harder to do than the one-touch. And that's because in order to master the two-touch, you actually have to do a wider range of athletic activities. And here's the process. When the ball's coming to you, you first have to get into relatively good position in order to make your first controlled touch. Then you need to have enough racket skills to be able to control and lift the ball up to give you enough time to get into position. And on top of that, you not only have to have enough control to keep the ball in front of you, but also get your body to the side of it so that you can reposition your feet and find your perfect strike zone before sending the ball towards your target. So as you can see, there's a lot of extra racket control and movement that the two-touch actually forces you to do. And although it may look simple, it's actually not as easy as most people think. If you don't believe me, ask any 2-5, 3-0, 3-5, and probably 4-0 player to try to do this drill. And chances are they're not going to be able to do it very well, especially at first. And that's because most recreational players usually start by learning this big swinging technique, and they never really took the time to work on the fundamental aspects, which are the control and positioning that the two-touch forces you to do. However, the one-touch does come with a lot of difficulties as well, especially if you don't have much of an athletic background where you're used to tracking a ball over greater distances. And that's because the ball will usually be coming at you at a greater speed, which gives you far less time to get into perfect position and less time to find that perfect strike zone. And on top of having less time, the speed and spin of the ball is actually going to make the ball itself feel heavier at impact, which can really kind of push your strings around and make you feel like you don't have as much control. Challenge. Your challenge for now is to draw a target on a wall or backboard and try to hit that target 10 times in a row while following the two-touch pattern. If at any point you ever miss the target or backboard completely, you're going to go back to 0 and try again. Once you reach your goal of 10 doing the two-touch, your next challenge is to start alternating and trying to add some one-touches into the drill. This is how the game is commonly played in real life, where you only touch the ball one time when receiving, and sending it back towards your target. And to help you decide whether to use the 2-touch or the 1-touch is entirely up to you. When you feel that the ball is in your perfect strike zone, go ahead and send it back directly on your first touch. However, if you feel like you're receiving the ball outside of your perfect strike zone, go ahead and take your controlled first touch, get into better position, and then send it back, hopefully, from your perfect strike zone. Eventually, your goal here is to keep the ball in your strike zone while following this 1-touch pattern. To complete this challenge and move on to the next video, you're going to want to get 20 in a row on your palm side, your knuckle side with one hand, and your knuckle side with both hands. If after 10 minutes or so you haven't reached your goal, that's okay. Just take a couple minutes off, and then when you come back, work on your knuckle side with one hand. Same thing. If you can't reach your goal within 10 minutes or so, take another little break, and when you come back, try again on your two-handed backhand. And hey, if you're really struggling with this challenge, try setting smaller goals of maybe 3 times or 7 times and reach those goals first. Then when you get it, go ahead and reward yourself by doing something else that you enjoy doing. And then the next time you come back to practice, go ahead and set your goal a little bit higher until you reach your ultimate goal of 20 times in a row. For a lot of people, this will be extremely frustrating and may seem impossible. But just like anything in life, if you think you can, stay positive and keep practicing, then you will be able to beat this challenge with a little bit of time. I also think that you'll get better faster if you practice 5, 10, or 15 minutes several times a day or a week, as opposed to only practicing 1 or 2 times for extended periods like 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Simply because your practices will be fresher and more focused, and also give your body and mind the time that it needs to kind of figure out what it needs to do. Question for you. So what other sports, hobbies, or skills do you have besides tennis? And how long did it take you to get to a point where you feel like you're pretty good at it? Also, if you're new to this channel and want to catch up on some of the other videos in this series, you can find that link and other helpful resources down in the video description below. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Click here if you've completed all the challenges and are ready to move to the next level, or click here if you want to know more about the backboard that I'm using and how it can help you practice at home. And until next time, stay positive, keep practicing, and you will get better with time. Good luck out there.